See. Okay, we are live. Hello and welcome everybody for Friday's inspiration. And here is Julia Schmitz from Germany and Bridget
Bridget
from
and I from Cape Town.
Nice. So we're having our international inspiration talk today, and we wanted to talk about the subject. What was your most unhappiest or painful moment, perhaps, and what did you learn out of it? Right. Do you want
Yeah.
to start?
It's interesting because with that question, I was just like, there's been quite a few little turning points, quite a few big moments. I would say for me, if I'm thinking, the most recent one for me would be work related, and that would be when I left the fitness industry, and I did really well with fitness. I did very well, and when I left that, and I didn't know what to do, and I opened up a venue. I was going to do venue hire. I know that sounds bizarre, but I didn't know what to do with myself. And I was surrounded by people who kept saying to me, well, what are you doing? All you know is fitness. You're 40 years old. There's, what now? And so I opened a venue and I thought, okay, well, I'll do a venue hire. Okay, well, obviously that's not going to be sustainable because for me, that's not an emotional connection doing a venue hire. I tried for about a year to get the venue rented. Okay, that wasn't working. So then I started thinking, oh my gosh, I really am a failure. I can't even get people to hire out my venue. Like, what's wrong with me? So then I got into more and more self-doubt around that. And then I joined BNI, the Business Networking International, and tried to get people to come to my venue. Yep, still wasn't working. Then through BNI, I got involved with a company called Ascentive, doing training and development around building relationships to grow your business. And that was such a personal development journey for myself because, again, because of my fitness background, so many areas that I went to, look, I also didn't have the knowledge and the experience. I mean, fair enough, I didn't because my background wasn't fitness. But it was reminded and it was thrown in my face all the time, which kind of gave me a feeling of feeling less than all the time. I mean, I chose to feel that way, but it just kept being recurring. And that's literally what's taking on a personal development journey. And going through BNI, becoming a partner at Ascentive, leaving both of those, starting Shift One Degree, which was a year ago or so, and immersing myself in personal development, now I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that if you want to make the changes, it has to start with you. It absolutely has to start with you. So that for me is a big thing. Don't ever let someone say to you, oh, what do you know? That's all you know. You can't do it. Rubbish. They don't know anything. They don't know anything. Okay, so you tell me.
And it's also interesting because you kept trying for a year a thing what was not your thing, and life was always throwing you back stuff like,
Yep.
okay, this is not working.
It wasn't just the venue hire that wasn't working. That wasn't working. Then when I joined BNI as a networking group to rent out the venue hire, the idea is you join the organization to meet people so that you can increase your business. That wasn't even working. Then I get involved with Ascentive, and that's, it's an American company, and myself and my business partner were trying to get the South African branch up and running because we had the master rights for South Africa. And it wasn't working. It was a complete disaster. It was not at all. And I mean, I stuck with that probably for 2 or 3 years. So at what point do you stay and what point do you go? Looking back now, I should have left probably 2 years before I did. I shouldn't have stuck around as long as I did. But I was in fear. I thought, well, if I leave this, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And I think a lot of people can relate to that. When you're in something for a long time, you feel fearful because what now? Where are you going to go? What are you going to do with your life?
And the craziest thing is that's the point where you grow the most, apparently, what you said, nah? Then you go into the unknown, and this is so difficult for me as well. I stepped now several times in the unknown, and I'm still again in this phase, yeah. So because I always get also back like mirrors from all the time. So now do your own thing, because when I'm like related to a company or somebody who is a boss or something, after several time, yeah, we don't get along anymore. and then I have to think about it. Yeah.
But also, you know what a big thing for me was, and I know it shouldn't be, but for me it definitely was the age thing, because I left all of this at 40. I'm going to be 47 this year, so I'm 46 now. So it's a different time of your life. If I'd been 25, if I'd been 30, it would have been very different. But for some bizarre reason, you get to your 40s and there's a little bit more pressure. You feel like, I've got to get my life together. I've got to sort this out. And actually you don't. You can figure out as you need to and when you need to. So the fear thing is just crazy.
Yeah, welcome to my world. I'm turning 40 this summer, and that's the thing, yeah. And I am also in a big phase of transformation, you know it, yeah. And so it's always the thing to dare to go into the unknown. But as I can say, as you can say, what awaits you after that, if you go through that fear, it's always quite amazing. But you just understand it backwardly. I don't know how you say that, but it's so crazy. Yeah, I would never have thought that I don't know, when I turned 30, that I wouldn't be in the teacher environment that often anymore and travel 3 times the world, going through a depression in between. So yeah, so you never know what's coming up. Yeah.
So what's been your big moment, your turning point moment?
I would say there are several ones, but when I go really back, you said the most recent one. There's also one in a thing where I love to coach, and I was in a coaching team, and there are some, I would say some disharmonies, and this hurts as well, but brings me on my track. So it's also a gift in everything what you do, I would say. So yeah, to really follow your path and everything, but it's always not so easy to deal with it. But I would also say, because it brings me on the way what we are doing together, what I do internationally, what I do with my own space. Yeah. So this is one thing. So you always have to look at the gift. What is it bringing to you? When it really hurts somewhere? So what is under it? No? And I remember, my special moment, but I always remember this time when I was 15 years old. I was bullied because I'm such a joyful and playful person, and it was hurting so much because I felt like I'm out of everything. And I had at that time, I felt like 2 lives, because being in the classroom was like a torture, because when I said something or I laughed, I got bullied directly. And I felt no friends around me at that time, but it wasn't. I was just in the drama and didn't feel it. I felt just horribly excluded. And at the same time, I had friends I juggled with, and I taught them juggling as well, and I inspired them. And we were like a little bubble and learned juggling and learned performing and all that. I sometimes think, how could I split it at that time that well? But today I know that was my inspiration at that time. And so when I look back, I always, after going through painful moments, I had this inspiration and creative push, I would say, because after this painful time, we got really well known as a juggling team, and we got booked, and we had our first show done half a year later, and we were so creative that I have never been that creative, and created some of my juggling shows are still from that time, and I still do it. Yeah. So, and I know what it meant to me, but for a long time, I always, judged this moment, and I do it still sometimes because it hurted so much. Yeah. But it was apparently the powerful moment to allow yourself that you have that you have other talents, and you can do something out of it.
Yeah, and I think when you're in it, and I was in it for so many years by my own choice. But when you are in it, it's so hard to believe that it's for the betterment of yourself. Absolutely. And something beautiful is going to happen. And all you have to do is make the change. And that's where the fear lies. And I think that was the other reason why you and I are like, okay, let's put this course together. Let's make a course. And the reason we want to make this course is because, you know, people used to think, and I don't know if they still do, that doing what you love and being authentically you and making that into your career was a luxury. But actually, it's not. It's an absolute necessity for you to do what you love. And for us to figure what that is not always easy. You know, we know what we like, we know what we don't like, but how do you make that into a business? It's not always easy. And I think by having the time now, it gives people the space to go, okay, how can I invest in myself? I don't like something, I want to change it. Where do I need to upskill myself, and what do I need to do, and who do I need to become to make that possible? Otherwise, you're going to be like you and I were, stuck in the same situation. And flip, those years for me were miserable. They were. I wasn't happy at all, but I was stuck in fear. So, and why should you be in that? Why should anyone be in that situation? So, yeah, if you can change it.
It's always because we haven't really learned how to really allow our feelings to be there, and to how is it to feel it, to. Also, I remember I did like several coaching sessions with the method I learned to go through the unknown, through the emptiness, through the, I don't know, something, you don't know. So you turn around in a direction because you realize, okay, this direction is not working for me anymore, but you don't know what the other part is. Yeah. But if you go through it and you feel the fear, it always gets brighter after. It's not getting darker.
It does. And I think it's very, very valuable and very, very, very important to have a coach, a mentor, a shrink, a therapist, I don't know, well, whatever works for you. But I think we all need somebody that we can actually speak to, because we get stuck in our own heads with our own thoughts. And when we speak to family and we speak to friends, the first thing that they do is they go into their fear and they say, oh my gosh, you're 40, you're 45, you've got a family, you've got this, you've got that. And suddenly you get frozen. You get frozen. And unless you've got somebody from the outside going, no, you've got this, you can do this. It's very hard. It's really hard. Mentally, it's hard.
And also the thing is as well, if you do this change, or you realize, I can't do, this is not working for me anymore, this direction, and then you do it because you do it for yourself, because it's your life. But the other thing is, is it like hurting the other people in your surroundings? I don't know, but you're triggering them, because they would love to have a change as well, some of them or all of them, and you are doing it, and then or you try it, and you, even if it's hard, they don't see the hard process, they just see the success overnight, but it's not. So, but it's also quite hard because you lose some really nice people on the way, and this is something.
But are they? Sorry, are they really? So I'm not in agreement with you on that, because for me, with absolute love and respect, but the people that I've lost along the way, they weren't my people, and I'm not their person either. We're not each other's people, and we were together for a beautiful journey. We learned what we needed to learn, and we moved on, because we're not each other's people, and I'm so okay with that, because more people have come into my life that are better suited, who are more compatible with.
And so that's again the benefit of a painful situation, when you realize that what you thought, these are friends or people you really trust, and then you have a bad experience, then you move on. But you see, for me, it was a big game changer to say, not to be angry at them, and say gratefully, thank you, what I've learned from you, I move on.
Yeah,
that's also a different shift, because so many people stay stuck in this, this person was hurting me or whatever. And then, so this was like a recent process I had for myself, like in the last 2-3 years, to realize, okay, thanks for what I've learned from you. Also, sometimes it's also the case with parents, that you for a long time, were ashamed, or you had like an argument with them in yourself. And then when you say, okay, that was the best you could do at that time, now I say thank you and I move on.
Exactly. And also, I believe that everybody does the best that they can given what they have at that given moment. So, you know, when you look back, all you can say is thank you, because all the toughest lessons that I've learned have been from people that in that moment I've gone, oh my gosh, who are you? I think you're horrifically horrible. But actually, in hindsight, I'm very glad you're not in my life anymore, whoever those people are. But thank you, because you've made me who I am today. And I'm so, so grateful for that, because they've been my best teachers without a question of a doubt. They've come, they've gone, and it was just, yeah, absolute.
It's just sometimes so if it's so out of the blue when you think you trust someone, because I can completely relate to something where I was really arguing with my last boss at the school where I was. He was like almost like a father or a friend, and then we got in such a big argument that we didn't talk to each other anymore. And really, I always still say he kicked me out of school, but as when I look back now, he was like one of these people who brought you into such a pain that I decided, no, I have to change something here. Yeah, today I could slowly say I'm grateful to this, but it was such a painful process. I would never have thought I could ever say thank you for that, but today I would say yes, I can say thank you for that, because then I went to this personal growth journey, and life is so much more full of energy and live lively and everything as what it was before. So apparently it needed this big slap
to move forward. Yeah. So are we going to be? We'll be back next Friday.
Yes, we are. And so we say to everyone who is watching this now or later, look to the gifts that painful moments give to you, and then think of it, how you found your solution out of it. And perhaps this could be also a business idea. You never know. Yeah. And what comes out of it. Yeah. And that's what we are doing in the program, what we are launching soon when it's ready.
Yes.
Right? And there we are working with a little group of people and bringing them to that what they really want.
Yep.
With all international expertise.
Yes.
So good, my dear. It was a pleasure to talk to you again. See you next Friday.
Okay. Bye.